GH5 Mark II. This is the camera I'm going to test today. It's a successor of the legendary Panasonic Lumix GH5 camera, and in this review I'm going to discuss all the improvements that Panasonic has done. Even though the cameras are quite similar, there are a lot of improvements. As you have seen in the mirror, this review is shot at GH5 Mark II, so you can see how it performs in the term of noise or autofocus when I'm moving here or there. Leica 10-25mm f1.7 lens is used. The camera is quite big and heavy, and I would welcome a little bit deeper grip. The electronic viewfinder now supports not only 60 frames per second but also 120. In such a case, the delays are very short, and I have measured just around 0.035 seconds. Nevertheless, the handling is excellent and you can customize almost every button on the camera with almost any function. The function button can be customized to activate the menu for color profiles, but it can also set that one specific, for example the V-Lock. It's quite convenient. V-Lock is one of the improvements. GH5 also could have the V-Lock, but you have to pay. In this case, it's already included in the price, and it's even cheaper than the initial price of GH5. V-Lock allows you to record the video with high dynamic range, and the camera also supports to import the 3D lookup tables. In such a case, you can import them, and the camera can show you how it will look like when the video is color graded. The camera also supports 10-bit video recording. GH5 supported that only for HDMI output. In the case of GH5 Mark II, you can also save it on a memory card. Very nice improvements was done also for the stabilization system. In the case of GH5 and Leica 12-60mm lens, I was able to take sharp images at around 1/4 of seconds, which is around 4.5 stops. In the case of Mark II, I was able to achieve the same sharpness at around 1 or 1.3 seconds, which equals to around 7 stops. Even if the non-stabilized lenses are used, like this 25-50mm, I was able to achieve around 6 or 6.5 stops. For video, you may use two types of digital stabilization. The first one is trying to make the video smooth, but you can still make some panning, for example when you are tracking the subject. The second one, Boost IS, is trying to simulate the tripod. So even if you are moving a lot, it's still trying to keep everything steady, rock steady. Because of that, it's a very bad choice when panning and tracking the moving object, but it's a very good choice if you have forgotten tripod at home. Regarding the image quality, I would say that GH5 Mark II provides what is expected from 4-thirds sensor. It's reasonable in good light, dynamic range is fine especially in brighter areas. On the other hand, there is usually more noise in shadows and you are limited in raw processing because of that. My advice is to overexpose images a little bit. The same is true for video. Low light with high ISO is a problem as GH5 Mark II doesn't support dual native ISO like GH5S or Lumix S1 and S5. Nevertheless, if you don't have to freeze the motion, you can lower the ISO quite a lot. You can use lower apertures because of very powerful stabilization. It's not a big problem to take handheld images even at night. I definitely recommend to lower denoising because the camera smudges the detail a lot even at the basic settings. It's a part of color profiles. GH5 Mark II allows you to take oversampled 4K video even at 60 frames per second in 10-bit colors. The possibilities are endless. You may choose AVC or HEVC codec, various color compressions. In 30 frames per second, also the all intra recording is available. The camera also supports anamorphic recording, which I have not tested because I don't have such lens. If you wish, 6K photo allows you to take more or less 5K video at 30 frames per second, so you are free to stabilize the video according to your needs, control the oversampling when zooming digitally, and so on. The camera still supports Full HD slow motion video up to 180 frames per second, but it's able to use autofocus because you start to shoot. That perfectly improves the convenience of use of the slow motion mode. It still doesn't support autofocus when recording, and it's without sound. A big topic of all Panasonic cameras is always the DFD autofocus system. I would say it has been improved again. Even though the consistency of behavior is sometimes lacking, it's usually very quick, and I was surprised what the contrast-based autofocus may achieve. The ability to focus on faces has improved a little bit. When I was setting up this scene, the camera was struggling a little bit unless I have used that light, which has filled in some light here. It can also focus on animals, recognize the dogs for example. In many situations, you would probably not recognize that it's not the face detection system, but in some cases, you can still fear it. Personally, I would prefer a slightly smaller autofocus point in continuous AF. The object has to be close enough to fill the whole AF point in order to lock it, and the camera has not much time to get used to the object movement. In video, the performance varies according to several details. The first thing is frequency. Videos taken with 24 frames per second have more sluggish autofocus than videos taken at 60p. Lower values will make the camera sluggish, but higher values may make it too aggressive. Especially the speed setting can make the camera too quick, and it can be faster than the object. It will wait or it will return, and that doesn't look good. Small increments like +1 or +2 are fine, but you shouldn't overdo it. I have prepared an extensive test of the combinations between the frequencies, sensitivity and speed in different videos, so you can watch. Another huge topic for GH5 Mark II is the support for live streaming. The mobile app supports direct streaming to Facebook and YouTube, but it also allows you to use RTMP servers. With the new firmware, you may even stream at 4K resolution. There are several ways how to send the data. You may set the camera to use your Wi-Fi connection, which works very well. You may also connect the camera to your smartphone hotspot. I was able to connect a few times, but in some cases I was unable to do so, and I don't know why. In this case, you may have a live stream even outside using 4G LTE or 5G data connection. According to my test, live streaming works perfectly using the Wi-Fi, and the largest problem would probably be with the YouTube and Facebook. Especially in the Facebook case, it's quite complicated to start the stream properly to set all the required data. You can prepare the data of RTMP server at Facebook page, and that can be copied using the Panasonic app onto a memory card and imported into the camera. If you don't want to do that every time, you can use a permanent key for the server and just prepare the stream beforehand. Then you will have to just name the stream, start it both in the camera and on the website. Last but not least, the battery is bigger and it should last longer. In my test, the average was around 400 stills and 25 minutes of video at single charge. Overall, GH5 Mark II is a great camera for video shooting, professionals, YouTubers and so on. If you are more at the photography side, I would go probably for G9 or something like that. It's also a good camera for stills, but you should have a reasonable light, or in the case of the low light scenes, it should be the scene where you don't want to freeze the movement. In such a case, you may use the stabilization system, which can save you a ton of images. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe button, and see you next time.